novelist, journalist and playwright, and the best known practitioner of the literary school of naturalism, and an important contributor to the development of the theoretical naturalism. And he is a major figure in the political liberalization of the France and in the exoneration of the falsely accused and convicted army officers Alfred Dreyfus, which is encapsulated in his renowned newspaper opinion headlines Accused. And Zola was nominated first and second time for the Nobel Prize. So after Pierre Bourdieu, we have got another French novelist, he is Émile Zola. He also initiated the term that is naturalism, and that idea also developed the idea of comparative literature. So they gave fresh and some newer and advanced perspectives relative to comparative literature. They are Pierre Bourdieu, Émile Zola, and especially Jacques Derrida's idea of deconstruction. And following that, this man, there is no. The pronunciation is Jean-Paul Sartre. অনেকে ছাত্রে বলে, ছাত্রী। Jean-Paul Sartre. ছাত্রে না, Jean-Paul Sartre. Okay, so this কিছু কিছু জায়গায় আবার জন লিখছে, জন আর জেন পল সার্ত্রে লিখছে, কারণ প্রোনাউন্সিয়েশনটা তো হচ্ছে JEN, স্পেলিংটা এই জন্য, বাট কিছু কিছু জায়গায় আবার বলছে Jean-Paul Sartre. So Jean-Paul Sartre is a French novelist, playwright and also a philosopher, and a leading figure of the 20th century French philosophy and an exponent of the philosophy of existence known as existentialism. And I like this writer very much. আপনি পছন্দ করেন তাই কি? আমি পছন্দ করি তাই না? Actually his idea of existentialism gave also actually national culture and identity that is related to existence. If you have no culture, just like Shapon Mojumdar's comment and Ganesh Devi's comment that European literature, they are derived from French and German tradition, so their literature can be called sub-literature. In the same way, so someone's identity and someone's existence will be meaning some cultural or national norms or identity, and that is also very much important for our existence. And that idea also initiated by this French critic and philosopher novelist Jean-Paul Sartre. And his notable works are there, Being, Nothingness, and Existentialism and Humanism. Okay, so after getting the review of Jacques Derrida, Pierre Bourdieu, and also Émile Zola and Jean-Paul Sartre, they had been talking about polysystem, they had been talking about the naturalistic perspectives, they had been talking about the existential perspectives of a nation or also of an individual. So with all these perspectives, Western readers had nothing to do with the rush of books on the post-colonial literature published in the start of 1990 decades. So they have got polysystem, they have got naturalism, they have got national culture and identity, all are enhanced with the writing of this so much important philosopher, especially all of them are French philosopher, novelists or writers. And for this reason, after 90 decades, a rush of publication. Which are the publication? Their translation, their literature and the culture, all kinds of literature was getting translated a huge number. And that happened when? In 1990 decades. And the opening statement of the book, that the empire writes back. So the publication, the translation started a journey with the comment and initiatives from these French philosophers and the writers. And after that, we have got another book. Actually, that the name of the book is the Empire Writes Back. যখন বলা হলো, okay, that means whenever at the time you didn't have identity before the Second World War, but after getting their identity, after getting the independence, every country got their cultural identity and national identity, and that idea was enhanced. যদি বলা যায় কাউকে যদি ইন্সপায়ার করা যায়, yes, in European countries and the Western countries, they had some rigid, that means trivialistic approach they several writer and critic will have, and simultaneously যাদের trivialistic attitude ছিল তারা বলতো কি আমাদের লিটারেচার গ্রেট, আমাদের কালচার গ্রেট, you are minor, your literature and culture is minor, you are other. So otherness এইরকম যেমন rigid critical মধ্যে ছিল, there were some liberal thinker in European and Western countries, okay, just like in the French, okay, they said that yes, whatever may be your culture is a good one, and that was inspired by the writing by Emile Zola, Pierre Bourdieu, Jean-Paul Sartre, and the theorist Jacques Derrida. And after getting that, they started writing. What type of writing, what text or what literature they have, that kind of writing started to be translated in the text, in the language, that means in English or in other language. Okay, and in that connector there was a book that was also published by not the Asian and the European writer. This was published by Bill Ashcroft, and have you got that? Bill Ashcroft, Gareth Griffiths, and Helen Tiffin. Helen Tiffin is her name. Okay, so these three writers wrote a book, and that book's title is The Empire Writes Back, and the subtitle is that Theory and Practice in Post-Colonial Literature. Okay, so theories and practice in post-colonial literature. So as a new cross-cultural criticism. So in one hand, we are getting so many books on translation. And what type of translation? আমাদের বাংলা সাহিত্য আছে, এটা ইংরেজি ভাষায় ট্রান্সলেশন হওয়া শুরু হলো। কারো হচ্ছে জাপানিজ লিটারেচার আছে, সেটা কি ইংরেজি ভাষায় ট্রান্সলেশন হলে কি হবে? তখন এটা রিডারের সংখ্যা বাড়বে। যখন রিডারের সংখ্যা বাড়বে তখন এটাকে বিভিন্নভাবে সেই, দ্যাট ইজ দ্য কমেন্ট অফ ম্যাথিউ আর্নাল্ড, যেটা 1857 যেটা উনি কমেন্ট করেছিলেন, যে হচ্ছে কি আসলে লিটারেচার a single, many interpretation and many linkages will be there in a single literature, and that interpretation and connection will be there when it will be read by many readers. আমাদের বাংলা ভাষায় যদি একটা সাহিত্য থাকে, বাংলা ভাষাভাষী মানুষরা পশ্চিমবঙ্গ, আসাম, ইন্ডিয়ার মধ্যেই আছে, কিছু কিছু জায়গায় সিয়েরা লিওনে আছে, এর বাইরে তো কেউ পড়ছে না। কিন্তু এটা যখন 5টা ভাষায় ট্রান্সলেশন হবে তখন কি হবে? তখন এটা রিডারের সংখ্যা বেড়ে যাবে। যখন এটা রিডারের সংখ্যা বেড়ে যাবে তখন এটার অ্যানালিসিস পার্সপেক্টিভসটাও বেড়ে যাবে। অ্যান্ড ফর দিস রিজন দ্য এম্পায়ার্স রাইট ব্যাক, দ্যাট রাইটিং ইনিশিয়েটেড অ্যান্ড ইনহ্যান্স comparative literature are much with the idea of some French critic and French writer and novelist, Jean-Paul Sartre, Pierre Bourdieu, and others. Okay, so this attitude gives comparative literature another name and identity. Now, the reader and also the comparatives, they were getting a big number after getting such kind of influences. So, the first major theoretical account of the wide range of post-colonial text, which one? That is Empire Writes Back. And the writer debate on the relationship with post-colonial works and the study of the mighty forces acting on words in the post-colonial context, and prove how this text constitute a radical critique to the Eurocentric notions of language and literature. Okay, through analyzing this text, that means through analyzing the post-colonial text, that text initiated a different and a fresh look towards the Eurocentric or European critic or researcher. So that was a fresh look with that publication of the book The Empire Writes Back, and that was published in 1989. Okay, and this is Gareth Griffiths Bill Ash